3 ohms together this morning. So find your hands at your heart center. Just take a nice big in breath. Great, so we'll slowly let the eyes open and thought we could begin with some Kapalabhati breathing. Good morning, Kim. And so let's go ahead and stretch our arms up. You can also rest your hands down on your thighs if that's better for you. This is a great, you guys know, this is a great breath to get our heat flowing and any stagnation moving. So you're going to fold in the first 4 fingers, let the thumbs stick out. We'll take a nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, just a slow exhalation, dropping the shoulders back and down. And then one more breath and we'll begin. So inhale. And then when you're ready, start pumping the breath through the navel. Find your pace. Keep going. And if that doesn't work for you, the Kapalabhati.
Okay. This also helps get the digestion flowing, the Agni, that fire in the digestion. Good, big breath in, touching the thumbs, open up the palms. And exhale, slowly bring the hands back down, touch the floor with the fingertips. And just take a moment. Feel the earth under your hands. Good, let the eyes open. And then let's exhale, gently twist to the right. So left hand on the knee, right hand back behind. And then exhaling, find the sitting bones and inhale, grow up nice and tall through the spinal column. And exhale, twist. Yes, just wake up that spine, inhaling. Exhale. Welcome to breathe out through your mouth at any time. Inhale, just for a nice relief. And exhale. Good, inhale the arms back up. Let's just do a little bit more. Kapalabhati, maybe just 4 or 5. Inhale and then exhale to the other side, twisting. Right hand on the knee and just inhale, long breath, open up the spine. And exhale. So we want to think of waking up a little bit this morning. Even though this weather is really calling us to go internal, we just want to keep the inner body wakeful. Warm and wakeful. Inhale. And a nice slow exhale as you look all the way to the left. Good. And then inhale. Let's stretch the arms way up to the sky. And exhale, reach the hands out in front. Let's keep the sitting bones grounded as we reach and open up the back body here a little bit. Breathing along the spine into all those muscles along the spine, back of the neck. Good, and inhaling, we'll set the hands back behind, open up the chest, throat. Couple of breaths here. Yeah. Great. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and come over onto all fours. And we're going to start with a little bit of movement here first. So coming back into child's pose, you can keep the toes tucked under. Rest the forehead down. Good. And then inhale, slowly come up into arching the back, opening the chest and looking up. Cow pose, and then right back into child's pose, rounding the back. And inhale, coming through the spinal column. Open up the chest, collarbones, and exhale, glide your way back. A couple more on your own, inhaling and exhale. And inhale, coming all the way through, opening up the heart space. Exhale, drawing back into your little cave. And then inhale, come up onto all fours, and let's reach the left leg back behind. Great, and the right arm out in front. So the thumb faces up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to start to activate the core here. So hugging the arm and the leg in towards center, lift the belly, inhale. And then from the center of the pelvis, you're going to radiate out through the fingertips, the toes, the feet. So waking up those extremities in the body. Good. One more inhale. And then on the exhale, we'll squeeze in a couple times. So elbow and knee come together. Inhale, reach back out. And exhale, squeeze it in. Good. One more inhale. And exhale, hugging, squeezing. And then we'll switch sides. Right leg back, left arm out in front, and pause. Yeah. And again, find a little lift through the belly, pelvic floor toning, hugging in towards center, and then exhaling. Yeah, so we can think of like this fall, winter as we come in. It feels like winter here already. It's a pulling in to our center. So we can feel that in our bodies, just hugging in. Inhale, and then exhale, squeeze it in. And inhale, radiate back out. Exhale, hugging in. And inhale, reach. And last one, exhale, squeezing in. And let's come back up onto all fours, walking the hands out just a little bit. And if you have socks on like me, time to take the socks off. And then we'll come back into downward facing dog. And in this first dog pose, we're going to warm ourselves up a little, move, stretch, sway. Find your breath in the body, in the pose, meeting all those sensations as you wake up. Yeah. So walk your dog, take a few more breaths. Little bends in the elbows to find the shoulder blades on the back. Yeah. Wiggle and move. Good, you guys. Take one more in breath. And exhale all the way out. Let's walk our hands all the way back to the feet. And you can separate your feet maybe a little wider this morning to the outer edges of our mats. And then take a big breath in. And as you do that, scoop out the belly and lift the chest. So widen the collarbones here. And then keeping that, exhale, fold. And we'll just hang out here for a good 7 breaths or so. So the elbows are wide, the shoulders are hugging down the back. And you can oscillate a little forward and back until you feel the balanced action in your quads and hamstrings. So much of my practice these days is just about keeping the body awake, right? keeping the health of the body. You can even do some little light tapping on the back of the thighs, sides of the legs, lower back, inner legs. Let's wake up, body. Inhale, look up halfway. And then exhale, we'll take our hands to our hips and slowly come up, rooting down through the legs. Great. Let's just do a little bend in our knees, find the grounding. And we'll just move side to side. Just let your arms swing. It's even nice to let the hands and the wrists kind of hit the kidneys a little bit. So, and back of the lungs. So we're kind of waking up the kidney chi. Yeah. And then slow it down, come back to neutral and just do some little taps on the front of the body, the belly, the kidneys, the back. Wake it up. You can even shake out the ankles and legs a little bit, wrists, shoulders. Great. And then we'll inhale, stretch the arms wide. And exhale, reach back, interlace the hands. Take a big breath in, opening up the heart, the chest. And exhale, fold forward. Great. So again, take about 5 breaths here. Yeah. It's 5 long breaths. Listening. And you can sway a little bit. It's nice to bend one knee at a time here and open up the opposite shoulder. And just breathing, breathing, breathing. Activate those lungs. Hold you guys. And then from here, inhale, lift up the chest halfway. Exhale, we're going to walk back out to downward facing dog. Walk the feet together and just hug in a little bit. Like you have a little tiny golf ball in between the thighs and you're just squeezing and activating that inner line of your legs. Yeah. So plug the finger pads into the earth and then inhale, reach that right leg back behind you and keep that connection to the inner line. Yeah, and then bend the knee, open the hip. So we are going to do a little potpourri class today, and we'll start with the feet, the legs, the hips, and then we'll kind of work our way up to some heart opening. Good. And then look between your hands, exhale, step all the way through to a lunge. We'll bring our back knee down. Great. And then inhale from here, come on up into a lunge, hands on the hips. Do some little hip circles. Great. And inhale, sweep the arms up. You're going to drag that back leg forward a little bit to open up the front of the hip flexors and quads. Stretching the arms up. Go ahead and take your left wrist actually, and we'll do a little side bend here. Opening up the side body, side ribs. Yeah, and just staying really curious in your body this morning. Opening up to curiosity. What are the sensations? And then inhale, reach the arms back up, and exhale. We'll bring the hands down and we'll just come into a hamstring stretch. You guys, if you have blocks handy, you can always just use that little prop. So hips are level, dig the heel in. We're going to do a couple of different times. So feel free to just go to that first layer. Don't go too fast in the hamstrings. And just breathe. Inhale. We dig the heel in, lift the belly, chest. And the exhale is bowing and softening the heart. And breathe. A little smile on the face. We welcome whatever states we feel and just let them have space. We touch in, give them space. Oftentimes they just dissipate. Great. And then inhale, come back to a lunge and slide and glide our way back to downward dog. And then walk the feet together again. This is such a nice way to feel the inner legs, the pelvic floor. Yeah, just a little hugging in. It's very stabilizing. And then inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. And plug the finger pads in so you feel stable in the shoulders and wrists. And then you can explore a little bit, bending the knee, moving the foot, the ankle, open up that hip. Yeah, don't lose your stability in your shoulders and wrists as you open. And then look up between the hands. Inhale, step forward, and exhale the back knee down. And we'll just take a couple of hip circles here. And again, just staying in that inquiry, like, ooh, there's a nice little tight spot in there. Or, ooh, it feels so open in my back or my hips. Yeah, it's feeling into the sacrum. And then inhale, stretch the arms up and take your right wrist and just do a little gentle. So you want to pull the belly in, knit the ribs in as you come up and over to the side. Breathe. So there's an aspect of witnessing our bodies as well, right? Not getting too into the sensation, but just witnessing the sensation. And then inhale, reach the arms back up, and exhale, bow forward, come into half Hanuman, and levelize the hips, dig the heel in, take a big breath in, lift the belly, the heart, and then exhale, fold forward. And take a few deep breaths here. Yeah, you can feel free to move your hips a little side to side, even here. Great. And then inhale, we'll come back, and to exhale, slide your way back to down dog again. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And breathe. Great. And then from here, we'll make our way into plank, lowering the hips, slide the chest forward. Exhale, knees down, chest down. And we'll just come into a baby cobra. And you can even, I like the spontaneous movement that we're tuning into today. So just even side to side, moving the shoulders in some big circles and letting the head and neck sort of follow the movement, like almost like a little snake-like movement. Yeah, warming up, and then just taking one last breath as you come up into the full cobra, and exhale, lower, and make your way back to your knees. Let's come, just coming back into half puppy dog pose for a couple of breaths. Great. And then we'll come back to downward dog. Just take one breath here with the feet together, just continuing to feel that line, and then look between the hands. And you can either hop or walk. You decide. Hopping warms us up a little more. So you're going to come up to the top of your mat, inhale to a halfway lift, and exhale, deep forward fold, bow. And the four corners of each foot plugging in. Inhale, lead with your heart, and slowly rise up, reaching the fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hands come down to our center line. Great. And then let's go ahead and come to the front of our mats. And find your feet here. Hands at the heart. And you can just take a moment here. We're going to move through some Surya Namaskars. So if there's any sort of dedication that you want to bring, sometimes it's nice to set a dedication or prayer or even just presence. And so taking that moment, relaxing into the body, find the head on top of the spine, reaching towards the sky, the feet into the earth, and deep breath in. Good, and then we'll move through our Surya Namaskar. Exhale the arms down by our sides, spin the palms, and inhale, stay rooted down as the arms come up, looking up. Exhale, swim your way up and over into Uttanasana. And inhale, look up halfway and lift from the belly to the heart. Exhale, we'll step both feet back into plank. And take an extra couple of breaths here. So find that inner line of your legs, right? And reach back through the heels, forward through the crown. The belly is slightly lifting. Heart is melting. Deep breath in. And then exhale, lower down, knees bent or straight legs, your choice. And inhale, we'll come back into our cobra, opening the chest, big breath. Exhale, lower, press all the way back through. You're welcome to either stay in half dog or come into full dog. You be in charge of your body this morning, listening, following the energy. And breathe. And relax the jaw, the eyes, the inner thighs, back, apart, sacrum broadening. Yeah. Deep breath in. Nice long extended breath all the way out. Look to the top of your mat, step or hop. You can play with hopping, inhaling, and exhale, fold forward. And plug the feet in, inhaling. Sweep the arms all the way up to the sky, touching the palms. And exhale, the hands come down the center line. Just take another pause here. Come back to that dedication. And then just keep moving in that flow. We'll do 2 more Surya Namaskar A's. Plug in the feet. Inhale. Radiate the arms. We can offer, make an offering as we fold forward. Deep bow. Inhale, halfway up. Shoulders roll back. Exhale, step or hop. And then make your way chaturanga, either variation, right into up dog or cobra. You decide. Big breath in. Good. Exhale, pull those hips back. It's like somebody's pulling a sling around the top of your thighs, back and up, right? And it's lengthening the spine, giving you a sense of length and opening. And in that length of the spine, it creates more space to breathe. The lungs capacity expands, the rib cage expands. Take one more big in-breath. Follow the out-breath all the way to the tail end, slight tone of your pelvic floor at the bottom. Look between the hands, step or hop. Inhaling, side body long. Exhale, deep plugging in. And inhale, spread your wings as you come all the way back up. Imagine you have wings. And then exhale, the arms come down, hands at the heart. One more little pause. Inhale, smile on the face. And exhale, last dedication if you like. Maybe it's somebody in particular you want to send some blessings to. We inhale, reach the arms up. A lot of people sick right now, so we can send out health and well-being. Deep bow. Inhaling, halfway lift. We're detoxing a lot on the planet right now. Exhale, step or hop. Chaturanga, Dandasana, leading with your heart space, leading with love. Inhale. And exhale, pull back. And we'll take 5 Ujjayi breaths. So wake up the toes, the feet. Just feel all the 3 arches of your feet activated. The inner arch, the outer arch, and then there's one across the foot. Wake up each one of those little toes of yours, especially that little toe wants to fall asleep. Wake it up. Great. And take another deep breath in. Follow the exhale to the tail end. Look between your hands, step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Let it all go. Let go, let go. Inhale. Reach the arms to the sky. Offer that radiant health out into the world. Exhale, bring it back into your body, radiant health and well-being. And take a moment here, pause, and just feeling your body organize right around this center line, earth, sky, and your body as this conduit. Tailbone releasing down as the crown goes up. And find a little smile. Great. And then let's let our eyes open. We're going to take our hands right under our hips. Everybody doing okay out there? Okay, good. So we'll take our feet hip distance apart. We're going to come back to Uttanasana, this time grabbing our big toes. Take a big breath. Open up the side body, shoulders back, exhale, fold. And we'll take our big toes. If you need to bend your knees a little, that's fine. And then inhale, like you're going to pull the toes across the room. Exhale, bend the elbows and pull those toes as the head tractions down. Yeah, and breathe. Almost feel like your head is like dangling, like a little pear, one of those pears left on the tree, just dangling, relaxing the jaw, the face. Just let go anything you've been holding that you don't need to hold anymore. Let it go. Sometimes we hold on to things long past what we need to. It's the body hanging on, it doesn't even realize it. Good. And then inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, release, scoot your feet together. And we're going to stand on the left leg and pick up the right leg straight back. And you can just stand here, lifting the chest. We're going to take the left arm out here. Okay. Great. And then if you want to play with taking the right out, go for it. Dikasana. Good, strong standing leg there. And then exhale, release the hands, bend the knee, and we'll step all the way back, turning the back foot out about 45 degrees. And just come up here halfway. So this can be an option for you. If you haven't done Virabhadrasana, the warrior one in a while, this is a nice way to come back to it, right? It's not quite as intense. Otherwise, if you feel ready, reach the arms up overhead. Keep the back thigh bone rolling in, outer edge of the back foot grounding. Good. So this is an equal balance of rooting pelvis into earth and rising, reaching. And breathe, a couple of breaths here. And then exhale, bow, and we're going to open it right up to Virabhadrasana 2. So you can open up that back foot a little bit more. Arms reach straight out from the chest and look over your fingertips and breathe. Strengthen that back leg a little bit more and then bend into your front knee. And keep the heart open, soft. Stay in that higher state. Right? Soft fingers, soft hands. Great. And then inhale and exhale, reach the arms back, hands back to the floor. And we'll step back to down dog. Just take a couple of breaths. And then we'll walk back up to the top of our mats. Uttanasana for a breath or two. Let go of your head, let it dangle. If you need to sigh. It's a great way to encourage the letting go, the release. Okay, and then we'll scoot our feet Together, come onto the right leg, right foot, and reach the left leg back. And hands come right underneath the chest here. Okay, so we want to levelize the hips here so you could actually put a little cup of tea on your sacrum and it wouldn't spill out. And then we'll take the right arm out first. And if you want to stop here, that's fine. Otherwise, Dikasana. Side's always a little more challenging for me. So balance, strong standing leg. Good. And then exhale. We'll step all the way back, turning the left foot about 45 degrees and just come up halfway. So for me on this side, it's actually more beneficial to stay low, but for some of you, it might feel good to go up fully. So you decide in your body. Just be curious about the different movements of prana, the descension, the ascension, the drawing more in, which is a little more muscular energy toning, and the organic extension through the bones. Be curious. Good. One more breath. Inhale and then exhale. Release. Let's come back to standing forward bend and just breathe it out. A couple of breaths. Uttanasana. You can even take your elbows. It's just a nice release. Everybody warming up? I hope so. Yeah. Good. Okay. Good. And so let's inhale here. And then exhale the hands to the hips and inhale, we'll slowly come up to standing, bring it back into the vertical plane, hands fold at the heart. And just close your eyes for a moment. And allow your body to self-organize here. I love that word. Because what we're doing in our yoga practice is we're bringing more organization into the body, more order, so that then the energy, the prana can flow more freely, more naturally, more chi. Good. Let the eyes open and then we'll bend our knees. We're going to come down into Utkatasana, but touch the floor first. And once down here, move your inner thighs back and wide. Open up the pelvic floor. You can even take the hands onto the buttocks and open those sitting bones. Good. And then scoop the tail and inhale. The arms can either go wide or up overhead. You just decide. Sometimes it's nice to have the palms open here. Just work the tailbone back and forth a little. See if you can feel the pubic bone and the tailbone meeting somewhere in the middle. Yeah? Good. Smile. And then exhale, release, forward fold, release it down. Good. Shake it out a little, shake your head. And then inhale, look up, and exhale. We'll step the right leg back, turn the back foot out. And inhale, we'll come back up to warrior two, just for a moment. Okay. Inhale here and then exhale, bring the forearm onto the thigh and spin your top arm overhead for Utthita Parshva Konasana. Okay, feel that nice extended line from your outer right foot to your fingertips. Feel the clean lines, the angles in your body. It's like gives us a boundary, right, to feel our bodies. And the better architecture we have in our bodies, the more health we have ultimately. More space to fill out the chi. Good. Inhale, come on up. And exhale. We're just going to turn to the other side. I'm actually going to turn and face you guys. Turn to the other side. Left foot out, come into warrior two. Inhale, reverse that warrior. And then exhale, extended side angle on the other side. Yeah. Good. And just breathe. So See if you can relax when you first come in. Open and soften. Create more space in your joints. Good. And then expand from there. Open. Feel the extremities, the tips of the fingers, the tips of the toes. Soft eyes. Finish your next breath. And then inhale, make your way back up to standing. We'll turn our feet parallel. Great, hands to the hips. And just take a moment here. Yeah, pausing. Come into the center of both feet and find the balanced action, right, of the quads lifting, the hamstrings engaging, and then just lift upward. Open the chest, roll the shoulders back. Throat open, exhale, fold. And take our hands between the feet. And another big breath in, looking up. And exhale, fold forward. And you can just oscillate forward and back. Yeah. Finding that center point and breathe. Listen to your breath, ears open. And be curious here in your body. Be curious about the movement of your breath, the gaze of the eyes. Good. Okay, and then inhale, walk your hands out. We're just going to walk over to the right and scoot your foot all the way to the outer edge of your mat. Come down onto your back knee, and then if you have a block and you want to use the block, we're going to come into our hip opening pose. Gotta love this hip opener. Yeah. And so you just come to that first edge and play with the movement of the tail here. So just little micro movements. Think about drawing a figure 8 or drawing your name. Finding those little micro moves and breathing in and out. And take another breath in, full breath out, and then inhale. Come on up. And let's bring both hands onto our thigh here and kind of use your hands to ground the thigh bone. You'll keep your right hand there and inhale the left arm up, opening this whole left waistline. Wrap your elbow outside your knee. Yep. And then hands fold at the heart. Or you can take a little soft fist into your left hand and just work the opening. So the in-breath brings that space, opening in the spine. The out breath turns and twists. This is a nice little heat generating, all the twists they generate heat. They help us work that tapas, the friction, right? To open, to change, to shift. Deep in breath, full out breath. One more breath in, out. Great. And then we're gonna come back here and let's go ahead and we'll just pick up the back leg and we'll walk it over to the other side. You can pause in the middle if you like. Turn the left foot out and come down onto the back. Yeah. And scoot your foot all the way to the side. Just come down and do our hip opener. So you decide how far you want to go. I'm just listening. Yeah. Breathe. And sometimes when we get into those deeper sensations in the body, it's similar to like our emotional states, right? We kind of want to push and resist. But what happens if you just go right in and you give it space and stay curious? Maybe those feelings aren't as big as we think they are. Mm. And we find even a little more connection with what we're seeking when we let ourselves go in. So just last few breaths here, deepening into the hip. Great. And then slowly make your way up, and we'll place our hands on our left side, just finding a little ground. And then inhale, right arm up. Exhale, wrap the elbow. So this is like a nice, really hugging in to start with. And then once you hug in, you extend, find more reach. Like wrapping yourself with a little internal hug. That's what these twists feel like, a little wrapping. Good. One more. Extended in breath. Find the top of your head long. Exhale, twist. And then inhale, release. Beautiful. And then we're going to walk back, but this time let's stay on our knees. And we'll walk our knees wide, coming into frog pose. We haven't done this one in a while. Aren't you excited? Okay, come down onto your elbows. Toes are turned out. Yeah. And we'll just slide our hips back, tailbone moving slightly up and down if you want to deepen the stretch. And you're just going to go in here for about 5 breaths. Watch the places too that you want to resist, right? Sometimes we clench our jaw here and instead find a breath. So the movement is what helps to release, right? So amazing when you actually pay attention to your breath, because oftentimes we hold it in the places of tension. When we allow our breath to move, it opens up the tissues, opens up the flow of energy. Great, you guys. And then inhale, make our way up. I always love coming into downward dog after that pose because it's so nice to really feel your midline and the pelvis and the pelvic floor. Just nice long stretches through the body here. Turn the toes all the way to the left. Let your hips go to the right. This is just a feel good moment. Turn the toes to the right. Let your hips go to the left. Yes. Back to center. Great. Okay. So we're going to do one more little hip opening sequence here. So let's take our right knee between the hands, half pigeon, our favorite pose. Take a nice big breath, opening up the front, and you can roll that back thigh bone in and just float up through the front of your spine. Yeah. Good. And then exhale, walk it out and come all the way down. Resting all the way down on the forehead. And just enjoy some long extended breaths. With every exhale, it's nice to almost feel like you have a little weighted sandbag on your hips. And you just release down into the ground. Gravity takes a hold. Yeah. So great. This pose is always a great opportunity to let go of any stagnation or holding. Just release the jaw, shoulders, hips. Maybe a couple sighs helps with that process. All the stress, letting it melt away. Yeah. All of the resistance. Excellent. Okay. And then we'll slowly walk our way back up, roll over to the outer right hip, and then we're going to take our left leg and wrap it around. Yep. So cross your left leg over your right and start by sitting up tall here. And see if you can find the top of your head first. Yeah, and reach the top of the head up. Yes. And then you'll start your twist to the left. So left hand back behind, right hand can either come to the front of the shin or you can wrap the elbow. Yeah. Nice, Sarah. Good, Kath. And just inhale, we go up, and then exhale, we twist. And work with the breath, inhaling and exhale. Inhale and exhale all the breath out. Good, you guys. And then we're going to come back to center here. I'm such a bad example in this pose because I've got a lot of tightness in my hips. But what I want you to do ultimately is cross your knees on top of each other, right? And then you'll go forward. And if your hip is tight like mine, you can just take your leg out and go forward. Going a little deeper into the hips here, a couple more breaths. Yeah, you got it, Sarah. Stay in it, last couple of breaths. And then inhale will come on up. Nice, everyone. And then you'll just keep this left leg out and make your way back to half pigeon. Yeah, and you can take that nice big breath in, opening up through the front of the spine. And then exhale, walk your way out and just go in. And in and in and in. Resting, releasing the tension around the hip. And I almost find it's like actually going into the resistance. And when you give it that presence, it starts to dissipate the resistance. Just like our emotional states, our mental states. The last two breaths here. Give it away. Check in with what you're holding on to. Let it all go, especially with that exhalation. And then we'll inhale, slowly make our way up, roll to this left hip, and take your leg around. And we'll sit up tall. Great. Steph I was reaching out to see what Stephanie, where she went. She had to check out. So we'll take a moment here and just find a tall spine. And then exhale, wrap it around. Inhaling and exhale. So make it subtle. The spinal length is lifting and then exhale, twisting. One more big in-breath and exhale. And then inhale, and we'll cross knees on top of one another and just do your best, your very best to come forward. Good.
I think your earbuds disconnected.
Oh, no. Oh, it's probably because of my phone, right?
See, how's that? Better? Okay, good. Yes. Okay, good. And then we'll gently release and let's come back. Let's come back to a half dog pose here, puppy pose. And just reach and stretch and wiggle and sway the hips from side to side. Yeah. Great. And then we'll come down onto our bellies here. And we'll come up onto our forearms for the Great Sphinx. Yeah, and just take a moment here, soften the heart, roll the shoulders back, and stretch open all 10 toes. Let the tailbone reach towards the earth. And take a pause moment here. And then we'll inhale, just slightly drag the heart forward as you roll the shoulders back. And then the neck sort of lengthens up out of the space, kind of like a doggy digging a hole and reaching its way under a fence. Yeah. Breathing. Deep Ujjayi breath. Good. And then exhale, release, tap the forehead down on the floor. And let's interlace our hands behind the back. So now we're starting to get up into some heart opening, chest opening, and inhale, lift the head and chest. You can separate the feet here and roll over to one side, get a little more opening. And then back to center and roll over to the other side. Nice big opening. Back to center. Another breath or two here in the middle. And then hands by the chest. Let's press back into child's pose. Knees apart, feet together. And just take several breaths here to relax. And you can either take the arms by your sides, rest. And just enjoy some breath. Ah. Great. And let's make our way back up, and we'll come up onto our knees. We're going to come into Ustrasana. So knees will come about hip distance apart, and let's come up onto our toes here, and we'll find the banker's pose by taking the thumbs under the armpits and just lifting. And you can even take the hands under the sides of the ribs and just lift up on the side ribs. Open up the lungs here, the diaphragm, the heart, all of it. And your Ustrasana today can just be here with the palms open. Or if it feels good, you go down and take the hands to the heels. You just see where your body is. Take several breaths. And then to come out, I like to finish my breath, lead with the heart, and inhale back up. Sit back on the heels and just rest a hand on the heart, hand on the belly, whatever feels good, and take some long Ujjayi breath. So I like to think of the Kuan Yin posture here and just a soft smile of contentment and compassion, self-compassion. Compassion starts with the self. When we can find it in ourselves, we can find it in others and hold it for others. Beautiful. And then let's lie down on our backs and we'll finish up with a bridge pose. And if you feel inspired, you can come into shoulder stand. So you can either come into bridge pose here or both, actually, why not? So, but we'll start with lifting our hips, keeping the thighs parallel and opening the chest, big breath. Yeah, and if your body wants to get upside down this morning, you can come down from bridge, roll into plow, and get those legs up. Your decision here. It is nice to invert, but bridge is also great, so. And you're going to take some deeper breaths wherever you are. Good, you guys, last few breaths. And then we'll make our way out of bridge, plow, shoulder stand, wherever you are. And I thought we could finish with a fish pose, Matsyendrasana, with the legs extended out straight. Tuck your hands under your outer buttocks. And then we start by just coming up onto the elbows, looking at the toes, and then from here you can puff up your chest and bring your head back if it feels okay in your neck. And the final pose is to come down onto the head, walk the hands out, elbows in. So you just see where your edge is here. Palms open up big. Nice long breaths here. Yeah, so good for the lungs, that pose. And when you're ready, you just lift your head back up, lie all the way down, and just rest. So we're going to come right into our final corpse pose, and then I thought we could just come out at the end and do a little bit of breathing and the meditation. So, but first we'll go into some Shavasana. So if you need any extra clothes, I need my socks today. You can gather and make your way back into a nice deep restful place of Shavasana. Can you guys hear me with the headphones, Sarah? You still, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna read this beautiful poem on the quintessence of loneliness. Quintessence of loneliness. So settle your way into your restful place. I am like a heroin addict in my longing for a sublime state, for that ground of conscious nothing where the rose ever blooms. Oh, the friend has done me a great favor and so thoroughly ruined my life. What else would you expect seeing God would do? Out of the ashes of this broken frame, there's a noble rising sun, pining for death. Because since we first met, beloved, I have become a foreigner to every world except that one in which there is only you or me. Now that the heart has held that which can never be touched, my substance is a blessed desolation, and from that I cry for more loneliness. I am lonely. I am so lonely, dear beloved, for the quintessence of loneliness. For what is more alone than God, than Source? Hafiz, what is more pure and alone? What is as magnificently sovereign as God, as Source? So we rest in our aloneness. Finding the beauty of lonely, of alone, the deeper connection to Source. Rest, rest. Let's slowly make our way back through some deeper breaths. Feeling your body, your skin, and the space beyond. You can begin to wiggle the fingertips and wiggle the toes and stretch the ankles and the wrists and the arms all the way overhead. Deep breath. And then exhale, bend the knees and roll to one side. Take a pause moment. I'll just keep the eyes closed and make our way up to a comfortable seat. And we'll just join the hands at the heart center. And just taking a deep breath of gratitude in all the way into the lungs and the heart, to the whole body. And breathing that gratitude and love and compassion out into the world. And take another deep breath of gratitude, nourishing your inner spaces. Sending that out into any loved ones that you can think of that need a little extra love and care. One more big breath in. Sending that love and gratitude out into the universe. And the thumbs come to the third eye. Seal in our practice today together. Bow forward to the earth. Namaste. Mm. Mm.